Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Vivian and I hope you all are doing well. So in today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to sew a peplum top. So if you haven't seen my previous video of me making this pattern, I'll put the link in the description box down below so that way you can watch the video on how I made the peplum top pattern. And also I have a separate video showing you guys how to make the front neck design for this peplum top, so you can use the design for the top or for dress. So I'll put the link in the description box down below. Okay, so with that said, let's go straight into the video, that is putting all the pieces together. So I'm going to be starting with the back piece, the back top piece. So I'm going to be attaching the lace to the opening part of the back. So I'm taking the lace and I'm going to be pinning it to the fabric. So after pinning it to the fabric, I'm going to take this to my sewing machine and sew it down using a straight stitch. And also I'm going to be using a zigzag stitch to finish up the raw edge of the seam. So I'm going to be doing a top stitch all the way around. Okay, so all done. So the next part now is to attach the lining. So I'm adding lining to the front part of the top. So I'm gonna go ahead and place the lining down and trace out the neck. Okay, so after tracing out the neckline, I'm going ahead with my scissors to cut out the excess fabric before going ahead to attach the lining to the front part of the peplum top. So after sewing that, I went ahead and turned it right side out. So this part right here, the wrong side of the lining and the wrong side of the main fabric are facing. So right now I'm just going ahead to sew the lining and the main fabric together. So this will make it super easy for me to connect, for me to attach the front and the back together. So I'm just using a straight stitch to secure everything in place. So as you can see on this clip, I used the straight stitch to sew along the edge of the pattern or the edge of the fabric. So that helps to keep the lining and the main fabric together. So moving on to the next step, I'm going ahead to attach the top part of the top to the bottom part, which is the peplum, and I'm starting by pinning it down from the center front. So starting from the center front, I'm going to pin one side down, then go back to the other side and pin that down. So hopefully you've placed your notch at the center front when you were making the pattern. So you want to make sure to place your notch at the center front and also at the center back. So I've already pinned the back piece together, so as you can see right here. So I'm going to take this to my sewing machine and use a straight stitch to sew it down and a zigzag stitch to finish up the raw edges. Going ahead to use a 1/2 inch seam allowance on the waistline. So I did the same thing to the back piece as well. So the next step now is to add the zipper, and I'm adding the zipper to the side part of the top and just going ahead with a pin to pin it in place. So I placed the zipper 1.5 inch down from the armhole. So, and also you want to mark it on both sides of the fabric. Okay, so next I'm going ahead to secure the zipper down using my zipper foot. So I'm using a visible zipper foot. So after securing the zipper down, I'm going ahead to sew the rest of the bottom part of the top. So after sewing down this side, you also need to do the same thing to the other side to sew the second side of the top together. Okay, so next is to sew the shoulder point. So I'm going to be attaching the front shoulder and the back shoulder together. Just taking that, and I'm going to be securing that in place using the fabric pin before going ahead to sew it down. Okay, so now that I have that secured in place, again, I'm going in with 1/2 inch seam allowance and I'm sewing that together. And also I'm going to be using the zigzag stitch to finish up the raw edges. So the next part now is to attach the sleeve. You want to make sure that the right side of the sleeve and the right side of the top or dress are facing before going ahead to sew it down. So once you make sure of that, take your pin and pin them in and pin it in place. So you want to pin it all the way around. So next you want to take that to your sewing machine and sew it down using a straight stitch and a zigzag stitch to secure the raw edge in place. So I went ahead and did that off camera. So the next step is to hem the bottom part of the peplum top. Okay, so this is the final result of the DIY peplum top. And again, I have a separate video showing you guys how I create different neck design. I'll be uploading that video in a few days. So once that video is available, I'm going to put the link in the description box down below. And also, if you haven't seen the video on how I make this beautiful peplum top design or pattern, I'm also going to be putting that link in the description box down below. So be sure to check the description box down below for that. Okay, so again, this is the final result. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you do, please don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. And also, if you're new to my channel and you're not subscribed yet, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button down below. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all in my next one.